Uh-oh, it's time for the main ingredient with your host, Brian. Let's go. That's me. Oh yeah. I'm always whipping up something delicious. So, get your ass in the kitchen and let's get started. Hi, thanks for joining us for Main Ingredient. Today we're going to make some barbecue. I'm going to show you a few things, how to make a nice, two actually kinds of homemade barbecue sauce. And we're going to make a dry rub. I'm going to show you a few things to do with it, and we're just going to have a good time, make some really good food, and let's get started with the dry rub for the ribs. Okay, we've got all the ingredients laid out to make the dry rub for the ribs. We've got a half a cup of brown sugar. We've got a teaspoon of salt, a tablespoon of cayenne pepper, 1/2 tablespoon of cumin, 1/2 tablespoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of chili powder, 1/2 tablespoon of ground celery, and finally a tablespoon of paprika. Now we're going to mix this all together and we're going to rub it into the ribs real good and get them in the oven. Okay, we're back and we're going to put our rub mixture onto our ribs. I've got 2 racks of baby back ribs. Pay a little extra money, get some good ribs. Get them fresh from the butcher shop, because one thing you're going to want them to do for you at the butcher shop is peel the membrane off the back of the ribs. It's this nasty membrane that's on there. It's just fucking gross. Trust me, you want them to do it for you. That's what they get paid for, and they'll be happy to do it for you. So I've rinsed them off a little bit and I patted them dry, so they're ready to have the rub mixture on them, and we're going to get them ready to go in the oven. So here we go. We're just going to take a big blob of it, sprinkle it all over real well. Just cover everything. And the reason they call it rub is they want you to rub it on in here. It's going to give the meat a really nice base flavor for later when we put the sauce on there. It's a nice, sweet, and spicy mixture. It's good stuff. Don't be afraid. Use a lot of it. Sprinkle a lot of it on there and just rub it in really good. So, okay, after I get these really rubbed well, we just want to, take our time and get all this rub mixture into the ribs. And we're going to transfer them into some foil and wrap that really tight. Okay, after I've wrapped the ribs in foil real well, I put them on a cookie sheet. We're going to throw them in a 300-degree oven for 2.5 hours. Try to be patient, but we're going to make barbecue sauce while we're waiting. Hey, what's up? We're back. Well, we got the ribs in the oven. I'm going to make the barbecue sauce, the red sauce. We're going to make a white one later, but we're going to focus on the red because we got to get the ribs on the grill and get that going. So, what I've got in my pot here is some 2 cups of ketchup and a 1/2 cup of apple cider vinegar. And we're going to add about a 1/2 cup of brown sugar. And we're going to start mixing that up a little bit just to get it going. We've just got it on medium heat about. We don't want to scorch it or anything, so we're just going to stir that up and let the sugar get melted down. Then we're going to add the spices to it. We've got, it's pretty much the same kind of spices that you're putting on the rub, except it's going to be a little bit more spicy. We've got a little bit of salt, we've got some cayenne pepper, we've got cumin, garlic powder, chili powder, and celery seed instead of ground celery. So we're just going to, I'm probably going to make a big mess here, but I'm going to dump these all in here and just slowly heat this up to get it all mixed together. Okay, we've been simmering her for about 5 minutes now, and I'm going to add just barely like a 1/2 teaspoon of liquid smoke to give it that nice little smoky flavor, hence the name. And just keep stirring it occasionally. Keep an eye on it. Like I said, you don't want to overcook it and burn it. It's going to taste like shit otherwise. So just keep stirring it up. We're going to let this simmer for about 5 more minutes, and we're going to take the ribs out of the oven. Okay, it's been 2.5 hours. We're ready to take the ribs out of the oven. So, here we go. We're going to be careful. They're going to be a little hot. Just going to put them down, and what we want to do is carefully open the foil. And, see, I told you it's going to be messy. Cookie sheet is a good idea. Just open them up and let them sit for about 10 minutes. Oh man, these smell fucking good. I'm getting excited. I'm starving. We've been cooking all day. So, like I said, just open the foil. Wow, I really wrapped these pretty tight. fuck, those are hot. Holy shit. Be careful. Okay, we've let the ribs sit in the foil for a little bit to cool them off just a smidge. They're nice and tender. You're only going to probably cook half the rack at a time because they're falling apart, you can tell. They've got a really sweet flavor to them with the sugar. It's a nice contrast with the spicy sauce I just made. So I'm going to put these on a plate. My brother came to visit to help me out here because I can't do barbecue on the grill. I like to be inside. It's easier for me. But I'm going to get these on a plate for Patrick's going to put these on the grill for about 15 minutes. You're going to glaze the ribs with the barbecue sauce and get it a nice crust on there. And it's just going to be really fantastic. You're going to love these ribs. Hey, next we're going to boil some water because we're going to make some barbecue spaghetti with the last of the sauce. We're probably going to add the ribs on there whenever they get here. Patrick's taking his time.
Here's your fucking ribs.
There he is. Thanks, Patrick. Patrick really hates cooking for me. But he does a good job, so it's worth it. I'm going to steal one here. Look at this. Beautiful. They're falling off the bone. Oh, fuck this up. I'm telling you, taking 3 or 4 hours to make these ribs makes it totally worth it. Okay, now we're going to assemble the barbecue spaghetti. First, I've sauteed up some peppers and onions. Just use whatever peppers you want. I like something a little colorful. We're going to throw a little bit in here with the pasta. And then we're going to add some of our barbecue sauce. I know this sounds like a really unusual recipe, but it's actually really, really yummy. So we're gonna do that. Okay, now that we've stirred the pasta up real good with the sauce, I'm gonna cook some of this up. You know what that means? Another variation on the main ingredient. We'll be right back with that. Okay, now we're just gonna whip up the white barbecue sauce real quick. What I've got in the bowl here is a cup of mayonnaise, 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar, 2 tablespoons of horseradish, 2 tablespoons of water, a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of pepper, and a 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne. More if you want it to be spicier. All you're going to do is whisk it all together until it's nice and smooth, and we're ready to go. Okay, now we're ready to assemble some barbecue sandwiches. If you've never done this, it's a fun little variation. Just want to break off some of this wonderful, tender, little rib meat here. And it's a little messy, but that's okay. That's what barbecue's all about. Let's put it on some nice French bread or whatever kind you like. And then drizzle a little bit of this white horseradish barbecue sauce on here. See how messy I'm getting? Pretty funny. This is going to be some good stuff. I like to put pickles or tomatoes on there sometimes just to add a little bit something to it. And thanks again for watching Main Ingredient. I'm about to fuck this up.
I know I can do it better.